Good morning, everyone. While I try to get this thing situated, it's not really standing, but sorry if you can see the tripod, but it is what it is. I just wanted to come on here and do, I guess, a reading. It's technically a reading for myself, but I thought that something in this message might resonate with other folks. So the first half of it, like when I was pre-shuffling, a lot of it was talking about moving away from a place of self-doubt. And really, I feel like self-doubt is definitely something that we can all relate to. And once you're able to identify self-doubt and know that you suffer from it or have a negative self-talk or and how you communicate with yourself, it's not really something that you can like unsee. It's like you can spot yourself when you do it, but in trying to incorporate traits and tricks and things that will help you move away from it or stop it completely. But I see in the underlying energy for me, and I don't know if this will relate with other people, but really moving away from that space, that energy has been really hard for me to completely remove of. I can go weeks without it, without feeling this kind of space, but it always finds its way back normally when my survival mode kicks in. So the first half of this reading was really just talking about moving away from that energy and really spending this time, or have been recently, really doing a lot of shadow work, really looking at their foundation and looking at where the origin story, where in their childhood these kind of survival mode and lack mindset and self-doubt comes from. So I see people moving away, or hopefully me as well, leaving this space of insecurity and lack. And one of the reasons why I wanted to come on here and kind of do a reading was these two cards right here. I just found them, so don't mind my nasty ass nails. These two cards, I just found them really beautiful because working on your craft, it's kind of the message that I got here, and being really dedicated and working on your craft so delicately. Also having this optimism in your craft, in your world, in your mental space, in the opportunities that are going to be provided for you during this time. I just felt like that was a really beautiful thing that I should share with other folks. If anybody is going through this, I think by whatever your craft is, it could be something that is in your workspace, or something that you're working for on yourself. It could be business or a personal craft, whatever it could be, or it could just be something out of enjoyment. It could be something around your physical health. Maybe you started a pottery class, and you're really getting into it. Whatever it could be, I think really just focusing on the thing that brings enjoyment in your world. And you look how both of these cards, they're both just looking at these orbs, and they're looking at it so tenderly and delicately and so focused, and that's the only thing on their mind. But you see this sense of calmness and beauty around them. And I think just finding that thing during this time that can put you in that mental space will really bring a lot of enjoyment into yourself and into your world, but also help raise your vibration and really help you stay away from that sense of self-doubt, and that space that we're trying to move away from. I also got the 8 of Cups, and I feel like this cup, even though you may have something that is bringing you a lot of enjoyment and happiness, there is still an area of confusion and really just trying to figure out which direction to move next, and where to go next. And you have options, and that's a beautiful thing, having options. Some people in this world don't have options and are really forced to do things that they don't want to do, and that's it. And I don't see you in this situation, and I can see how emotionally it can get overwhelming when you have a lot of options, but that's not the situation here. I see why you would want to get emotionally overwhelmed, but don't be emotionally overwhelmed here. Because yeah, we can have options, and it can be overwhelming, but just remember that anything you choose doesn't have to be where you stop. Anything you choose doesn't have to be the end all for all direction. You can always go backwards, and you can always make a left turn or a right turn, or you can go straight down that path still. But just remembering that, and having patience with yourself. And even if you were to go backwards, if that's your fear for whatever reason, just remember that there's no such thing as going backwards. Once you learn something, once you do something, you can never go back to the same space. And even if you were to revisit something, you won't be the same person. So that's another message that I got here. The Hermit in reverse. The Hermit in reverse, I feel like there's just a lot of inner work that you've done that you don't realize that you're actually slowly going to be showing to the world. Whatever pace feels right for you. But I feel like these things that have been bringing enjoyment and these things that have been creating confusion are going to be very insightful for other folks out in the world. So don't hold yourself back. Don't hold yourself back right during this time, okay? Like, you don't hold yourself back. Don't hold yourself back, mamacita. Don't hold yourself back. Again, I think really just taking a look at the foundations. I think during this time, you may be currently watching at the time of watching this video, or recently, previously, like you may be really looking at, you know, shadow work and really looking at where you come from and what things you're holding on to. But at the time of watching this video, I think it's really important to really just figure out new foundations, because I think constantly, yes, it's great to be in a space where you're reflecting, but I think sometimes too much reflecting can what's the word? I don't want to say enabling, but like it can prevent you from moving forward or making any movement. So I just think, I think identify 2 areas of your shadow work, I would say, that could be where this self-doubt or insecurity or lack comes from. And I think it's time, especially while you're in this state of creating this new energy for yourself and sharing that with other people and going down a new path, I think it's really important to really think about how you can make a new foundation for yourself. Because 10 of Cups is wish fulfillment, and your wish fulfillment is in reverse. And I think it's a lot to do with what foundation are you creating for yourself right now, and what foundation do you have for yourself right now? You know a lot about what you don't want to do. So what is it that you do want to do? What is it that you do? What is the foundation for yourself? It could be mentally, it could be in your routine, it could be building something for yourself. You know, it could be this craft. Maybe it's time to really build a solid routine in your day-to-day, a really solid structure, a solid foundation, so that way you can reach these new heights. Figuring out, okay, this is the toxic thing that I had in the past that I'm letting go of. You're in the space of removing energy from the past, but your wishes are not being fulfilled at this moment. There's some sort of void. You're removing these energies, you're removing these heavy energies from your childhood and from your mental space and from your emotional space and from your heart chakra and from, you know, your aura. But what are you replacing it with? Because at the moment there's a stillness. There is a stillness. And yes, this craft it's currently, you know, bringing optimism in your life and bringing enjoyment into your life. It can only do so much for you, right? So yes, this is great, and we want to keep doing that. We want to keep showing that to the world and showing that to yourself and showing up for yourself. But it's time to really build a solid foundation, and nothing is coming to me to mind of how to do this. So I'm assuming that this is something that, you know, you really need to just figure out for yourself. What does this solid foundation look like? Because whatever emotional fulfillment that you're looking for, it's on the way. It's on the way to you. It's on the way to you. You're just at that fork in the road at this moment. You're kind of at this fork of the road, and you're kind of at the standstill. And I think really just holding yourself accountable. You have a lot of fire. You have a lot of fire and earth energy here. Okay, so these are. Oh, why did I move this? Yeah, you have a lot of fire and earth energy, and you have a lot of fire and earth energy. So that passion and dedication, that combination will really get you far here. So I guess finding your passion, sticking to your passion, making sure you have a solid time out of your day that you stick to this, and building a new structure and foundation for yourself. I want you to really build a new structure and foundation for yourself. And if that means looking back at your past and really, separating the toxic from the beneficial ones, of course do that. But I don't want you to get too fixated when you do this on the toxic areas of your past. I want you to move forward, and I want you to create a new foundation for yourself. Create a new foundation. But yeah, and I think this craft, and I think this vibration of enjoyment will really help you get there. And I think the patience of building this craft will really also teach you skills of how to build this new foundation. So really pay attention to the dedication and the focus, the discipline that you have for your craft, and really figure out how you can incorporate that in other areas of your life. But that's my message. That's also a message that's for myself. I just wanted to share that. I hope that was helpful for other people. I'm really trying to be a bit more open and transparent and vulnerable with you guys and share what I'm going through. And, I have been really stuck lately, and I have been really trying to move away from self-doubt and a lack mindset, because I know that law of attraction is real, and I want that to be transparent with y'all. I don't want y'all to think that I'm just somebody who has it all figured out, because I'm not. I'm a human being, and I'm learning, and I want to share all areas of my learning process and healing journey with y'all. If you like it, comment down below. It's helpful if it resonated with you at all. And I'll see y'all later. I really appreciate y'all. Have a great day, and just stay positive and stay beautiful, stay blessed.